Hello. Hi. How you guys doing? Oops. Don't mind me just doing some setup at the moment. Hey guys, so welcome to this week's stream. If you were here last week or you weren't, but I've been kind of doing the same thing for the past few weeks, and this is the fourth installment of the Jess Weebs OniMaru stream as I try to go through my anime list, and the task is to get as much of my completed anime. I'm trying to remember all of them, and then also score them. That's the more morally devastating part to to figure out what I should score each one. But I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'll revise it once I get to the end. This Up to last week, I got up to 203 completed anime, so we can take a look at that right now. So I'm going to switch over to my anime list right now. And yes, that is Cobra Kai behind me, Angel's Ranger. I am repping Cobra Kai. If you have not caught up to it, if you've never watched it, if you haven't watched the latest season 3 that came out on January 1st, I watched it all in the same morning. Only 10 episodes, 30 minutes each, not a big time commitment, and so that's an incentive. Each season is solid. It is a great show. Check it out. And if you've ever watched The Karate Kid back in the 80s, or maybe even when you were a little older, you'll appreciate it a lot more. They do definitely tie into the movies. That's enough of my Cobra Kai plug. Let me move on to my anime list. But definitely ask me questions if you want to know more. For some reason, my screen size reset, so I think now it should be okay. Let me just adjust it. Very professional here. Okay, that should be good. If you have any trouble seeing, just let me know. So let's review. So last week, 203 completed anime so far. This is taking me a while, a lot longer than I thought. You got quintuplets here that just came out with the season 2, and all of these are scored. I really have to go back and revise these when I'm done. So far, I have my own list, and I'm going in alphabetical order. You can definitely chime in on the chat if there's something that you want me to kind of score. If I've watched it, I'll look it up, and if not, I'll add it to my plan to watch list. So I got a lot of mix here of old, new, kind of classic anime. Kind of been doing it out of order, and will continue to do so. Yeah, so that's 203. I don't even think I'm going to get to 300 today. That's the ideal. But maybe 250. So let's continue on, and I'm gonna get out of here and go back. And definitely let me know if you if the volume is too low for you or if it's too high. Definitely know. And I see that comment, Angel Ranger, about a quality stream. It is a quality stream. Quality streams have technical issues occasionally. So, but I did charge my mouse this week. For those of you that were here last week for that mouse debacle, I made sure to charge it this time. So there will be no waiting in between. So let's get right to it. So last week I think I was going through the B section. I had kind of skipped over some. I think I did do the B's. I did do domestic girlfriend. I think was the last one I did. Hey Kaji, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Did I do the Dungeon Girl animes? I think I did. I think I did do the Dungeon Girl animes. Sorry guys, I'm trying to refresh here. Just on the order. I think I even did. Yeah, I gave that a 6. I think I did the Zurara anime. I think I did all of them. I gave that an 8. I gave show or whatever. I gave that a 7. Maybe I was being generous. I really don't remember. So the next one up. No, and I think I did give this a rating, but if I did not, the next one up should be Arrow Manga Sensei. I don't know if you guys watched this quality anime, but apparently I gave it a 4. So that's what I think about it. But it was fun. It was fun for something that was very bad. Very bad. I did not watch the OVA, so I think I did add that to my plan to watch list. Yeah, I will watch that because I didn't catch that. So then I think next up I am in the F section. I think I got Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, and not to be confused with the TV series. It's actually what came before that was the OVA, kind of like a movie sort of thing. That was in 2010. I remember watching that. Did I give this a rating? Oh, I gave that a 7. Okay. So I'm failing here at remembering where I left off last week. So let's see. Did I give FLCL a rating? If I gave FLCL a rating, I gave that a good. All right. Then I think I did not rate Free. Yes, I watched Free. So let's see. Free I gave a 7. Well, I am failing myself here. Did I give all the Frees? Did I rate all the Free shows? Maybe I got a lot further than I thought. Yeah, this is bad. I think I did definitely get a lot further than I thought. I did not give Guilty Crown a rating. I gave that I gave Golden Time. Again, you know what? I think, did I give Free Eternal Summer a rating? I did. Did I give Dive to the Future a rating? I don't even think that's on here. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I charged the mouse, but I did not remember where I left off last week. You gotta take one thing at a time. I did not give Guilty Crown a rating because I did not finish that, but I did add something to the G section, which was Genshiken, during the week. If you have not watched Genshiken, very enjoyable anime about just a regular sort of otaku anime club at a college. I really enjoyed the original Genshiken. I think from what memory serves, I'd give this an 8. It was enjoyable to watch. And then the sequels, there's Genshiken 2, wherever that is here. That's the Genshiken OVA, which I think I watched. I think this was sort of the first Genshiken stuff. I think I'd give an 8. Genshiken 2, I think, was also an 8. And then we have the sequels, which came out. So the original Genshiken was more around like 2007, 2006. And then the sequel, or the next series with like a new kind of college club, and then the previous characters kind of recurring in certain cameos. That didn't come out until 2013, which is a year that a lot of anime actually came out. That's the year that Kill la Kill came out, Free came out, a lot of stuff. So they have the Nidaime right here. but that's the OVA, which is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this one. And this one, as you see here, it's, yeah, 2013. I think that's also when Valvrave the Liberator came out towards the end of the year. And that's I have that on this list. I will get to that. Nidaime was fun. I'd give it a 7. I think it was good. It was still enjoyable. I don't remember if I did watch the OVA. Did I watch this? I don't exactly remember, but you know what? I'll add it to my plan to watch in case I didn't. And if I did, I'll give it a rating later. I'll have to confirm that. Next up, we're getting to the H section. And this one is part of a bigger overarching series called the Monogatari series, which I already gave, I think, Bakemonogatari. I think Bakemonogatari is the only one I've given a rating so far. Hana Monogatari actually has a score of 8. Would I personally give it an 8? It's 5 episodes. It's a little slow. It's a lot of philosophical, would you call it exposition? Just a dump of the author's philosophical thoughts over a span of 5 episodes. It's good thematically, and it's good for the character's arc. Is it enjoyable? In parts. I'll be generous. I think it's a solid 7, light 7. Yeah, something like that, because the execution could have been more interesting. Light 7, maybe 6. I'll give it a 7 because I recently was rewatching it. And you could disagree with me in the chat. What would you give it? Would you give it something lower? Would you give it something higher? Have you watched Monogatari? Let me know. What do you think of the other series in the franchise? And let me check in. What do you think? And Diogo Coelho, I don't know if I mispronounced your name. What do you think of Trigun? I think I talked about this on a previous stream. I actually never finished Trigun. I think I watched like the majority of Trigun, and I just didn't finish it. Watch the Ufotable one. You mean the Ufotable Unlimited Blade Works? I think I did watch it. And I gave it a rating in a previous stream. Let's just double check here. And I think I enjoyed the series more, but the OVA definitely did have a very badass moment towards the end. And it just sucks when you look this up and it doesn't come up. So let's see. Fates Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works. Probably the easier thing would have just go to my completed anime list. Yeah. So Unlimited Blade Works. Let's do the second season. I gave it an 8, so I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I know, Deity, you did not enjoy Hana Monogatari, and again, I think I felt that way the first time around, but it wasn't too bad as you made it sound one time you told me before I watched it. So Trigun, let me go to that real quick. So I actually I have nothing against the series. I have not watched this since I was a kid, so I probably did not understand a lot of the themes, and I probably didn't appreciate it as much. But I was hyped for the last few episodes, and again, because I was watching it on TV at the time, I never got to see them. So I think I will add this to my indefinitely on hold until I get to it. I think I was on episode 24. I don't know. For those of you that know specifically, I watched the episode right before he was going to have his big face-off final showdown with knives, and that was going to happen in the next episode. So I don't know if that was going to be episode 25 or 26. Let me know. But for now, I think it was towards the end. So 24 seems like a good number. That's on hold. I'll get to that one day. And the next one I got is Hanazaku Iroha. Don't know if you guys are familiar with this. This is from the studio that brought us. They're known for what is PA Works. Okay, so PA Works. They brought us Shirobako. They brought us a lot of kind of like the emotional, like slice of life titles. They're really good for. They do, of course, they did Angel Beats. They did another. They did Charlotte, Shirobako, Nagino Asukara, which I loved, and Shirobako, which I love. Makia, which I'll tell you what I think in a few minutes. I'll get to that. True Tears. I think I gave that a rating already. Uh, I don't. This wasn't. Oh, this was okay. I watched a few episodes of that. I didn't finish that. Um. Yeah. So that's and Glass Lip. Oh, Glass Lip. That's. I should add that. That's actually. I might have to go back to. Well, actually, no. I dropped it so quick that I can't even. It wouldn't be fair to give it a rating. And Tari Tari, I did watch that one. Let's add that to my list. So I will get to Tari Tari. It's a lot of animes I'm forgetting that I watched. Yeah. So, anyways, that's PA Works, and Hanazaku Iroha was was charming. I enjoyed it. It definitely had one really good episode that I forgot what it was about. I think they were like doing some military, like, I don't know, paintball thing where they were just like all like chasing each other down within the inn. So that was a cool episode, but that's all I remember. I'd give this show a 7. It's definitely good. Have not rewatched it since. We'll get to Makia. Did you really love Makia? You might be disappointed. With me at least. Let's see. So that's Hanazaku Iroha. Oh, okay. This one, Hentai OG. I'm not putting any effort into the Japanese pronunciation. This one, I did. Oh, okay. I gave this a rating. So that I gave a 5. So that's just on my list. I got to start crossing these out. Maybe I will do that. We'll cross these out. Did I give Hibike Euphonium? That's a really well-known KyoAni work. Did I give this a rating? This I have not given a rating. I don't know. This one didn't emotionally resonate with me as much as other people that like really, really, really love this show, but I still thought this was a good show. I'd give it. I don't know. I'd give it. The animation's beautiful as always with KyoAni. I think I'd give it an 8, maybe a 7, maybe a light 8. Fortunately, I can't indicate light. So yeah, I think an 8 would be appropriate. Yeah, and then let's go to Hibike Euphonium 2. Did you guys watch English name Sound Euphonium? Did you guys watch it? Did you like this show? Maybe the first season was more like a 7 for me. I don't know. They're both, I think, 8s. I think second season was like marginally better. I heard the movie for this. I watched the third movie, which was the actual sequel to this. I didn't watch the side story movie, which everyone raves about, Liz and the Bluebird, but I did watch the third movie, which they premiered at AX, and I enjoyed it. I hear this movie gets crapped on a lot for had like rushed pacing and some character developments that did not make sense with what they had set up in the story, because I think they decided to adapt the movie more closely to the novel and what actually happened in it. So that kind of was like jarring for some fans. I think this movie was good. I really enjoyed it when I watched it. So again, I think I'm going to give it an 8. I will have to revisit this in the future. Maybe 8 or 7. I go with 8. And actually, this one is, I think, one that makes me mad if I did not rate this already. Have you guys ever watched Eden of the East? Have you ever heard of Eden of the East? This is an anime that when I watched it, I was really, really into it. I enjoyed it. The first few episodes, I felt like this is an anime like I've never seen before. It's great. It was just 11 episodes, and I just went right through them. It was so interesting. But the ending, it was inconclusive, so it was gonna get that final conclusion in the movies that they were going to release, and the movies just crapped on everything that came before, and it was just even less conclusive. So would that be enough to bring down the series? Maybe but if I treat them separately, I did really enjoy the original series. I am somewhere between a 7 and an 8. I think from what I remember, that was an 8, and the movies were just made me mad. Um, this this first movie, it's like they really abandoned kind of everything that came before. Um, this first movie was I'm between a 3 or a 4. I think bad. It was bad, maybe very bad. I'll give this a 3. Yeah. And the second movie just made me mad. So it just it offended me at how it did not give at all like any conclusiveness to the initial series. So that's a 1. Um, I would not rewatch. Um, let's see what's going on in the stream. I mean, on the comments. It's got a few other people that just came in. Welcome to the stream, Drax. Welcome, Bryce, and Giving No Fox. Hey, and Constantinos. Not seeing many mecha on this list. Big sad, but understandable. I actually, Drax, I've actually not watched a lot of mecha in my life. I've seen a few, but I haven't seen any of the classics, and I have nothing against them. I've had the original Mobile Suit Gundam on my list for years, just never got around to it. Maybe I finally will. I saw that I think all of it is on Funimation, so part of it was acquiring it, and I think I might check that out. But I was never like a huge mecha fan, besides Evangelion, which many people don't consider to be a true mecha, which I can see why, and it's influenced by a lot of other mecha. So but yeah, no, I haven't seen any. I have a few Gundams that I've seen, but none of the really classic like 80s, 90s ones, I think, except like Gundam Wing. Angel Trader says my screen got skinnier. What do you mean? Hey, Maypon, welcome to the stream. Okay, so let's do next up. I'm going to do It Invaded. I feel like this one just aired this year, and I watched all of it while it was airing. It has such an interesting premise, but personally to me, I felt like it was somewhat disappointing with its ending and some things being like a little inconsistent with, I don't know. I felt like its overall theme wasn't consistent, and I didn't get what it was trying to go for at all times. It did have one of the most interesting characters, Anaido, but besides that, it was okay. I'm between a 6 or a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7 because I really did enjoy its premise. I just wish it could have been more. And let's see. Then next up, I've got Initial D, First Stage. Which surprisingly, I found that recently. I think a lot of people rate First Stage higher than the other stages. When I remember when I first watched First Stage, it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe it was the animation that was turning me off towards it, or something about it. It wasn't as enjoyable to me. It was kind of slow. So I don't know if this is blasphemy, but I give it a 7. Again, haven't rewatched it in years. And recently I found out there's a 5th and 6th stage, so I guess I'm gonna have to finally get a conclusion to the story or what happens with the main character. So that's, I think, a 7. Initial D, second stage. Has anyone here watched Initial D second stage? Would you agree? Do you think the first stage was the best season? Because I don't know. I remember watching this and I enjoyed the second stage a lot more. Or maybe because I enjoyed as the openings progressively became more bangers with each season. Shout out to what's their name again? Move. Yeah, Move. And then third stage was okay. I don't know. I think I'd give that. It was okay. I'd give that a 6. And then we got Fourth Stage. I really enjoyed Fourth Stage. And I also really did just enjoy the opening. So I give that an 8. And I really have to watch Fifth Stage and Sixth Stage now. So I'm going to add this to my plan to watch. Because I did not know. Like, this came out in 2013, 2012. And I had no idea. I thought this was just done. And then, okay, Final Stage. So that has to happen sometime. Plan to watch. Yeah, who wouldn't remember Anaido? Anaido was pretty cool. Next up, we got Infinite Revias. I think in the Japanese is Mugen no Revias. Yeah. I have the whole DVD box set for this. I remember watching this. When did this come out? 2000. I probably picked this up when it came up in America, which was 2003, 2004. This one was okay. I think I'd appreciate it more now. It was okay. I'd give it. It was interesting. It was these teenagers stranded on a spaceship, large spaceship, and floating in space indefinitely, for like 25 episodes, and kind of like them kind of running out of resources and panicking and dealing with each other. And it wasn't like just a few teenagers. It was like, I don't know, a whole class. There's like 30, 40 characters in this from what I remember. I could be wrong. If anyone watched this, you can clarify that for me. What did you think about Infinite Revias? I think it's definitely worth checking out. I give it a 7. What are the meme songs for Initial D? I haven't heard those. And then next up, I have Inuyashiki, which aired a few years back. I think this was 2017, yeah. I watched it at the end of 2017 because I was like kind of going back at all the anime that aired that year, and I was checking them out. I think it was Inuyashiki, Made in Abyss, Girls Last Tour. And Inuyashiki, I really enjoyed the first few episodes. I did not enjoy Mappa's heavy-handed CG, but it was okay. But what I liked about Inuyashiki is it gave me this kind of gritty, like, feeling of like 80s, early 90s kind of like sci-fi anime. I won't even say mecha, like sci-fi, like the Ghost in the Shell movie, kind of like hyper violent. It kind of has like a realistic kind of tone to it, slightly philosophical. But like it ended up just the ideology towards the end ended up just being very like simplistic and kind of like, I don't know, good versus evil. It was okay. I think I'd give it a 7, maybe a 6, a little 7. I enjoyed parts of it. Okay. I don't know if I want to do this yet, but yeah, let's do it while you're all on. Yeah, that's Initial D single-handedly what introduced me to Eurobeat. It was so good in the show during the races. I think I don't remember the OP, but I remember it being definitely a head bopper. It was good. Next up, you guys ready for this? Got JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This one is I think if you've watched my JoJo video on the OniMaru channel, you know my feelings on this first season, this first arc. So I don't know. I'd give this. I think battle tendency made up for it, the second arc. So I'd give this a 7. It was definitely enjoyable. Just because of one man, Joseph Joestar. And then we've got the Notorious. Wait, is this broken up into each part? No. Okay, thank God. I don't want to deal with that. Sequel. Okay, Stardust Crusaders. So we've got the Notorious Polarizing Part 3, which some people really enjoy and some people just hate because of how much of a slog it is. And oh God, I have to rate both parts. Okay, let's see. You know what? The first part I'd give a 6 because stands are cool, but no, this was slow. I sped through it, so I didn't feel it as much as other people. But this part 3 had some of the best stand battles, including the Darby fights, Darby's brother, Iggy's whole battle. Oh, God, Iggy, and and some people felt like the last battle with Dio was sort of like kind of a cop out, not as good, but I think it was still enjoyable. So I'd give this one, it was enjoyable. I'd give it a 7, maybe an 8, a 7, a 7. Yeah, I give it a 7. I did really like stands. I like the potential of what where Araki was going with them and what he could do with them. So that leads me to part 4. I really, really, really enjoyed part 4. It does have its flaws because it does feel at most times it's just kind of like padding out like most of it. But Konstantinos asked if we're supposed to be family friendly. What was that in reference to? So I don't know. I did love the villain in part 4, so I'm between an 8 or a 9. I think part 4 was a 9. Part 4 was really good. And actually, I think that leads me to Golden Wind. The latest season. Would this be a spoiler if I kind of told you what my score was for this without ever giving you the next JoJo video? Should I do this? Should I commit to this? I don't know. Should I? I think, well, maybe you could just hear my explanation later, but I think there's a lot of parts that I enjoyed about part 5 stylistically and the characters, but overall the experience felt to me like a little uneven, so I'd give it a 7. Cool moments, just, And I might have rated part 4 maybe too high, but I don't know. I really enjoyed part 4 in comparison. It was a very big departure animation-wise from the previous seasons as well, so it felt like a whole kind of new experience. And let's see. World God Only Knows. That's next. Kami. Wait, I'm trying to write the Japanese. Let me just write it in English. Maybe it'll pop up. Let's do this. World God Only Knows. Come on, don't fail me now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so World God Only Knows. First season was a 7. It was okay. Where I really started enjoying it was, I think, let's go to the second season. I think this is it. Was it 2 or was it? Oh, okay. This one was okay. Personally, from what I remember. But the one that I really, really enjoyed, that I thought was really good, was, and it's not coming up down there, is Kami no Mi. It's the Goddesses arc. I thought that was really, really good. First time I had a lot of fun watching it. So that one was really good. I never finished the manga of this, so I never really got the full story. I heard the ending was good, but then I heard other people saying it was polarizing. But for a harem, it had a really, actually good or deserved or earned ending as opposed to other harems. And yes, it was worth the spicy ramen. Spicy ramen was very, very spicy. Would I do it again? Maybe. And that's just referencing my JoJo video if you haven't watched it. This is another one that I actually just remembered that I had watched back in 2008, and I watched it only while it was airing. I really liked the character designs. The characters were cool. I barely remember anything of it. It was funny. Um, I don't know. It was okay. I think I'd give it a 6. If you remember this one, yeah, let me know what you thought about it. Any flaws that you saw in it, what you saw was good about it. I barely remember. I'm between a 6 or a 7 here, but I think 6. I think I was again, it's been years. I think I was not satisfied with the ending. And then next up here we got Kill la Kill, which if you haven't watched Kill la Kill, I highly recommend it. This one was a really fun one. I had a lot of fun with this one. I watched it while it was airing. I might have watched it once or twice, maybe an episode or two afterward. I give this an 8. Definitely had some of the most banging intros and insert songs, which is saying a lot. So this one was fun. This was one of Studio Trigger's, one of their better outings over the years. Very original too. And then the Kill la Kill specials. I really enjoyed these two, so I'd give these an 8. Yeah, that's good. An 8 or a 7, but I think 8 is fair just because it satisfied me. Almost, maybe. Yes, Bryce, the spicy ramen was worth seeing my friends run around in pain and rushing to get milk because it was so spicy. Okay, next up is Kimi ga Nozomu Ein. I have not watched this. Okay, I didn't watch this all the way back in 2004. I watched it later, but it's still been a long time. And this was like Love Triangle, the anime. This was just a straight up sad, like tragic drama. Like it was out to crush those feels. It was okay. I wouldn't give it a 6. I think it was a good ride. I'd give it a 7. And then it had like sort of a sequel, which I also barely remembered. It's called Next Season, but Next Season is more like a what if story. So it takes the premise where in the original story, this isn't really a spoiler because in the original story, or maybe it is a spoiler. Actually, let me go back before I say that. Yeah, it doesn't say it. So, well, basically, it takes the tragedy part and it says, "Oh, what if that didn't happen? How would that have affected their relationships?" So this one was interesting, but again, it wasn't anything to write home about. And that was that. And I think this had another spin-off, but I don't remember if I watched that. So, and Kimi ni Todoke. This one, I know I was reading the manga for it, and I was reading the manga for this, but I never finished the manga, and I don't know if I finished the anime. I think I finished the first season, and I didn't finish the second season because I went to start reading the manga. And I think the manga finished. Does anyone know if the manga was consistently good throughout? I really enjoyed watching this one. This one was, I think, a solid 8. I'd recommend it. All right, see you later, Kaji. Thanks for joining. And yes, Bryce, nudist beach. Definitely one of the more memorable parts of Kill la Kill. Next up, we've got Kisnaver. That's another Trigger show that was good. It had certain elements that I saw them kind of reusing later, like in Darling the Franxx and stuff like that. So I'd give the show a 7. It's basically, I guess you could call it Darling the Franxx without the robots, without the mechs, without the aliens, and without the booty interface, sort of. So, yeah. And then next up, we've got Kizu Monogatari, which are beautiful, beautiful movies. Everyone should watch these movies. They're really, really good. Really well animated, really good storytelling. I don't think I've seen anime movies like these. It's a trilogy. I kind of watched them all. I didn't intend to, but I watched them all in the same night. So it's kind of a blur right now to try to like figure out, what was what rating because it all just kind of blended in together. But I was really impressed with the first movie. I think this was an 8. Um, Definitely really good. Or maybe this was a 9. And I mean, they were all really, really good. I'd go with. This is a tough one. Because I feel like the first movie was better than the second movie, but the second movie was still good. Yeah, so let's do that, and then I'll have to check again if these are just masterpieces and I'm kind of lowballing them. But this one was, I whatever. I think these were all good. But that last movie was definitely. Did I not rate this? I guess I didn't add completed. Let's see. Okay, maybe that's not. Okay, I'll have to figure that out later. And then third movie, I'd give this a 9. This is really good. And actually, let me just see if these added to my list, because now I'm kind of questioning what happened there. And did anyone that has watched, I guess, the Monogatari series, have you seen Kizu Monogatari? What do you think? No, there is Darling in the Franxx left. It's all the emotional kind of teenage drama and sorting out their feelings. It's that stuff. It's just they didn't have like a robot plot driving it forward. It's kind of just them figuring out their feelings, sort of. Let's see. Did these add to my list? I mean, they should have. Maybe the gods did not like my rating, and they're just like, nope, not letting you add these. Okay, they're all here. 8, 8, 9. Good. Great. Okay. Then next up, we've got Kobayashi. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. That's another well-known one from Kyoto Animation. A lot of people love this one. I think this was a solid entry. I definitely recommend it. The only thing I do not recommend or support is this character right here. Won't say any more, but just, I don't know. Let's just say she made the show uncomfortable at times. But overall, besides her, very wholesome, nice show thematically about family. So, and very comfortable. No, not comfortable because of that one part of it, but. And next up, we're gonna go back to the Monogatari series with Koyomi Monogatari, which is my least favorite Monogatari series. Which honestly, this might sound bad, but I watched 12 episodes. I watched, and it's funny because it's 12 episodes short, so each episode was like 15 minutes. I watched like 10 episodes, 10 of those episodes at like 2.5 times speed. I mean, but it was only worth it for the last 2 episodes. So it's kind of this whole episodic thing that didn't really, it was nice. It just didn't tie too much into the overall story. It's kind of like vignettes instead. So I'd give it a 6. But those last 2 episodes were important. No spoilers. Yep. That is the soul of the show, Constantinos. Because there are no souls in mechs. Unless you watch Evangelion, of course. That show would disagree. The next one is Kyokai no Kanata, which I have not watched since it aired. There were certain aspects of this show that I really liked while it aired. But by the end of it, I was just kind of like fatigued. Like, okay, yeah, this is okay. Very stylish and good musical number in it. Characters were okay. Ending was pleasing. It was all right. I'd give this show a 7. I don't really have bad things to say about it. I think some people might have liked it a little more. And I don't remember much besides that. And now this next one gives me some mixed feelings. Little Witch Academia. So, okay, this is the TV series. So let's start with the TV series does give me mixed feelings. The franchise in general gives me mixed feelings. So let's start with the OVA, which is the first episode aired, and this was crowdfunded through Kickstarter. It was like one of the first animation studio crowdfundings that was done by Trigger. They crowdfunded this whole like high quality first episode for this project called Little Witch Academia. I think it was for the animator dormitory project or something like that. It was to kind of help fund that, or they had them work on it. I don't remember the exact details, but that was around 2013, early 2013, when this came out, and it was one of their like first real works as Trigger, which showed a lot of promise for what they could do and what was to come. And I really, really thought Little Witch Academia, the OVA, was great, because it did such a interesting job of mixing a lot of Western kind of cartoon, like slapstick cartoon elements like Bugs Bunny and all that stuff with, Japanese anime. And, that was very, very cool. And the animation, again, would go from regular kind of anime to looking like Western cartoon exaggerated expressions or, stuff like that. So I thought this was like solid 8. Very, very good. I never got to watch the OVA sequel, which I heard was really good, or maybe just as good. So that's something to watch. But then they came out with the TV series inevitably, which kind of didn't really, I don't think it had anything to do with the OVA. It was kind of just kind of a reboot and just a whole TV series, which was like 2 core, 25 episodes. And I don't know. Some people like it. I probably have to rewatch it. I like certain parts of it. I like some episodes. I definitely like that they still mixed in some Western elements. But and this might be me being too harsh, but I found Akko really, really annoying. Really annoying. I get it. And if you felt differently, I try to keep an open mind. But at the time of watching it, I only watched it once. She annoyed me, and the rest was okay. The ending was good. I'd give this one a 7 for now. I did not feel as strongly about it as, I didn't feel as wowed by it as I did with the OVA. So that's my take on it. And next up, we've got Log Horizon. That's a good one because that's season 3 is coming out in a few days this season. It's coming out. It's been quite a few years since season 2 because season 1 came out in 2013 and stopped in 2014. And it was really, really solid for kind of SAO being big at the time, which, main character stuck in a virtual world where he has to kind of survive and figure things out. This was sort of like that, but it was a different take where, main character suddenly find himself stuck in this world, but it's less life or death and more focuses on, like actual world building and kind of just strategy and kind of just, I don't know, like it's more of an exploration and kind of figuring out, I wouldn't say like it's like economy or economical, but there is like a little bit of that. And it has to do more with, it is somewhat political and it's the characters navigating through that. And the main character is just this strategic badass. So I definitely enjoyed it. I think it was solid 8 and the opening database is a banger. So now the disappointment comes with season 2, which is a bit more uneven because the disappointing thing about season 2 is that they had to switch studios, because I forgot the reason. So the first season was produced by Satellite. The second season, had to be Studio Dean, and the animation or the character designs kind of took a dip. They looked very different. It was a very different feel, where some characters in the previous season, for example, had like long, like flowy kind of looking hair. Here it kind of just looked flat. The colors looked a little off. And that was okay. Like the story was still interesting, but it made the experience a little uneven. So overall, I'd give this one a 7. And, it's what happens when Studio Dean takes over. They're infamous for doing Dean Stay Night or Fate Stay Night, the original. So that's not telling you enough. But they've done some good stuff. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to the third season. Hopefully doesn't have as many issues. Who's handling this? Third season is being done by Studio Dean. Okay. Well, whatever. Maybe it'll be better. Okay. And guys, feel free to chime in. Did any of you watch Log Horizon or the second season? Did you think the second season stacked up just as good as the first season? Was it much, much worse? Weigh in. I kind of also don't remember the specific details. Another one on here that I have is Love Lab. Yeah, let's do that. Love Lab. This one I also barely remember. This was back in the 2013 season, but I remember this being a lot of fun. Really, really funny. I enjoyed it a lot. It was just kind of girls at a student council, these girls at an all-girls academy at a student council, and the weird, wacky hijinks they kind of get into. And I think the Love Lab aspect, I'm reading the synopsis here. Let's see. So one of the girls desires more romance in her life, leading her to practice romantic situation in secret. Sympathizing with her, the other girl decides to help her with her love research named Love Lab. The project practices the essentials of love and romance, such as bumping into each other accidentally and, unprotected hand-holding. And soon the entire student council joins in on the fun in the Love Lab too. Through their research and real-life encounters, what will they learn about romance? It was really fun. I give it a 7. Yeah, that's good. But it's definitely fun. And then we've got, this one's a classic from back in the day. We got Love Hina, which still in the rom-com kind of genre. But this one, if you watched it now, it's kind of like it has all the tropes. All of this has been done before. So for someone that's, never watched it and has watched all the rom-com anime now, going back to this is like, okay, there's nothing new here. There's nothing unique. But I did really enjoy it as one of my first rom-com anime. So I'd give it an 8. And that could be nostalgia speaking, but it was good. And then Love Hina had a bunch of sequels, like Christmas special, I think the spring special, this other special, and I think I watched all of them. So let's start with the Christmas special. Christmas special was good. Again, don't know if this holds up anymore, but at least for my younger self, I'd give it an 8. So let's see. Spring special. Spring special was, I don't remember. I think that was okay. And then I think this was like a special, like episode 25. Yeah, it was just like one episode after the anime. This was like, okay. And then you had the actual like real sequel with the main character actually choosing, making a choice. And this was like kind of a whole 3 episodes It gave me closure, so I really appreciate it. I really appreciated it for that, but wasn't necessary. Like, they introduced a whole new character, potential love interest, like right at the end, and kind of had her around for 3 episodes, kind of complicating everything, and then finally the main character choosing. But it did give me closure, which I have a lot of respect for. So I'm gonna give it an 8. And Deity says, Log 2 was so bad, I had to drop. And Maypan says, I never finished season 2. One day, maybe. Well, now with season 3 coming out, maybe that's more incentive. Maybe, or unless, I think it builds on each other. So you probably have to finish season 2 if you get around to it. And those are my thoughts on Love Hina. If anyone feels differently, if you feel like if it's more fresh in your mind and it's worse than I'm, giving it credit for, then sure. I think maybe Love Hina, again, I could argue is more like a 7. But it did give me closure. So I'm going to leave it at that. And we're almost approaching the point where Deity wanted to get to. But before we get there, let us rate one of my biggest guilty pleasures. This is one of those shows that I don't even know why I'm watching. And with season 2 having recently finished, I could also rate that too. This show is a solid 6. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's fun to watch, but I don't really think too highly of it. It has like the most OP character in existence. It sometimes can be a little too dialogue heavy, which isn't always a bad thing, but it's more of an info dump at all times. This season was. This is only actually wasn't as many episodes as the last season, which was 25. This was 13, but the arc was okay. It had one of my favorite best girls here, but even I don't know. There was some interesting points, but even I think this season was could it be worse? I think this season was overall a 5. It wasn't super interesting. And I'm sorry, I can't give it to Tatsuya. Tatsuya alone can't save the show. It's nice. It's nice to be Tatsuya, but there's a level of OP-ness. And then actually, Yuri on Ice. I think I did give that a rating. When I was going out of order, I did give Yuri on Ice a rating. So I don't even think I gave Yuri on Ice a 7. So I thought that was enjoyable. Okay. So next up, the moment of truth for Deity, of course, is Makia. A lot of people loved this movie. I could see how it could pull at your feels and what it was going for. And the fact that it was done by PA Works, who is known for those feelsy type of anime. And also, it was Mari Okada's debut as a director. First time directing a movie. I've watched other anime from her that she's really well known for writing the script, and she's really good at communicating those emotions. She did Anohana. She did this one was not too long ago. What was the English name? The Spring Maidens one. The O Maidens in Your Savage season, which was pretty good. Explored kind of the intricacies of like female adolescence and like coming of age. Did she do the script for Fate Stay Night? She did the one for Dean Stay Night. Okay. She did Kisnaver. But the one I really liked her for doing was she did Iron Blooded Orphans, was Nagi no Asukara, which I really enjoyed. So all of that to say, I did not enjoy Makia as much. I was expecting a little bit more. I was expecting it to make a bit more sense, but that whole kind of storyline, it was trying to do a little too much with characters that it didn't fully flesh out. But the main kind of ship it was trying to push, it was just weird. So I don't know. It was okay. I'd give it a 6. What did I give Anohana? Well, let me tell you what I gave Anohana. Anohana, I gave a 7. Wow. I gave Anohana a higher rating than Makia. What's wrong with it? I don't know. I didn't hate Anohana. It had its good points, but, maybe I probably should have scored it lower. Possibly. But, yeah, Makia just didn't do it for me. I don't know. Let's see. And if you felt differently, definitely let me know. Convince me in the chat. What resonated with you about Makia? If it did resonate with you, and what did you see any flaws in it? Do you see what I'm talking about in terms of kind of where I didn't feel like it was knowing what it was trying to do. I mean, don't get me wrong. The animation was beautiful, and some of the themes were nice. Yeah, what is wrong with you? Well, I don't even think it was like a ship. It was just the whole thing with, I don't know, the adoptive son and Makia, and it was like, okay, I get it, but it's just weird. Him having feelings for her, spoiler. But you knew it was coming. Mobile Suit. And again, maybe I have to rewatch Makia. I do have it on Blu-ray if that's any consolation. Next one is Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, which I have not watched since the 90s. So I really enjoyed Mobile Suit Gundam Wing for its eye candy, but I was too young to understand any of the politicalness of it or the themes. But I love myself, an Epion Gundam, so I would give this a 7. And I would give the Endless Waltz movie... Wait, why is there an Endless Waltz movie, and then why is there... Is this like the manga? What is this? Why is there 2? Why is there 2 of these? This is the Endless Waltz, and this is the Endless Waltz movie. Okay. I don't know which one's which. So, I don't know. But I'm going to rank this one. The eye candy was definitely strong with this one. I'd still give it a 7, maybe a high 7. But yeah, it was good. Yeah, no, I get it, Deity, but like that was tragic and that was sad, but it just I don't know, it just didn't I don't know. It just didn't like the son was just acting just dumb, for most of it. And I didn't really buy his feelings for her. It was just kind of, it was all right. Actually, one of the weirdest bits to me was, and I'm trying not to spoil here for those that haven't watched it. I definitely want you to watch it and be unbiased about it. Was towards the end with Makia's friend and her daughter and the whole roof of the building scene. I won't go into any more details. That whole thing did not go as I expected, and it was just like, what? So that's all I'll say about that. Next up on my list is a Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. If there's anyone in the chat that remembers Gundam Seed, definitely weigh in here. Because Gundam Seed, I enjoyed Gundam Seed. Gundam Seed was good. I'll give Gundam Seed an 8. Maybe I'm being generous. I'm gonna give Gundam Seed an 8. I enjoyed Gundam Seed. Where things went disappointingly or much worse was Gundam Seed Destiny, which was something to this day I think I still don't know if it was worth watching. I'd give Gundam Seed Destiny a 6. Or maybe a 5. Gundam Seed Destiny did piss me off. But there were some redeeming factors towards the latter half that keeps me from ranking it even lower. But definitely much more disappointing. And then here's another. And if you enjoyed Seed Destiny and you did watch it and you're in the chat, definitely let me know your defense for it. But at least for that first half, I can't forgive it. Mind you, I only did watch this once, but I think once was enough. Next up, I got Mobile Fighter G Gundam. See, I have not watched this also since I was a kid, and I was watching it airing on TV. And I've heard from good friends that have rewatched it now, now that they're much older, that this doesn't hold up as well as it used to. So I can't look at it with that lens. This is kind of overdue for a rewatch. But back then, I really, really enjoyed watching G Gundam. It was very fun, very memorable. I would give it an 8. And if I rewatched it now, that would probably be a 6 or 7. But from what I remember, it was an 8. And yeah. And I think the last Gundam I have on this list, and or actually there's actually a few more. And Drax, if you're still on the stream, you're finally getting what you want. Maybe not as old or as classic as you hope to be, but it's still mech. You could weigh in. But if you're off the stream, well, oh well, you missed it. So let's go into Mobile Suit Gundam 00, which was I actually really enjoyed this, and this could be because I did watch both seasons of this, which was a total of like 50 episodes within 2 days. I was trying to catch up because friends had watched it, and I was like, okay, I could do this. I could do this in 2 days, so we can talk about it. So I really enjoyed it. I think the whole thing. The whole thing was an 8. Solid 8. Definitely enjoyed the characters. Definitely enjoyed the mechs. Definitely enjoyed how I don't know. It had some really epic moments. And then is it Awakening of the Trailblazer? I thought it was Awakening of the Trailblazer. Or maybe that's just a odd space right there. Typo. So this movie was really disappointing. Here the community score is a 7.32. I give this movie a 6. Or a 5. I wish I didn't watch this movie. Like, it ruined it for me. You know what? 5? Maybe 4. Was it a 4? You know what? Give it a 4. Yeah. Screw you. And if you disagree, has anyone here watched Gundam 00? Have you watched it? Did you watch the first season? Did you watch the movie? Do you disagree? Do you think the movie was actually competent, a good sequel? I think it wasn't necessary. It felt akin to maybe a Conqueror of Shambhala. Maybe not as bad, but it was kind of there. Then I got Gundam Build Fighters, which I don't know if people count as a true Gundam, but I actually really enjoyed this show a lot. So, and even though I'm not a huge Gundam fan, I did appreciate the references and stuff like that. So I'd give this show an 8. Unfortunately, the sequel, Build Fighters Try, which I did enjoy, it just did not live up at all for me, the enjoyment of the first season. So I'd give Build Fighters Try like a 7. Like the first Build Fighters really made me want to get into Gunpla, and kind of wished that this system of like actually battling with your Gundams that you could remote control in in a battle stage. I thought like that. I wish that could actually happen. Maybe that's my hope for the future, that it made it so cool and you could just customize your Gundams and give them power ups and stuff like that. So that was very, very cool. It definitely tapped into the child in me. Also, the openings from Back On were bangers. And then season 2 again was okay. And then let's see. Gundam. Oh, that's it for the Gundams. That's all I got. So I'm moving out of the Gundams and I'm moving on to another old classic. Hey, Gentlemander is on the stream. Welcome to the stream, bud. Glad to see you here. Glad that you made it. So I'm still going here. You just missed me ranking all the Gundams I've seen, which is only like a handful, maybe 5 or 6. So now I'm gonna go to Onegai Teacher, or in English, Please Teacher, which sounds so wrong when you say it, but I think that's the point. Um, Actually, I don't know if I own all the DVDs for this still, or at least I used to. This was okay. It was good for its time. But now when you watch it, it does really feel like an early 2000s anime. I'd give this one 7. It was like a love triangle. It's a 7. The sequel, however, was nice. It wasn't as good though. It was just kind of like, it was okay. And I never got why this dude, he looks just as purple as his hair, so. This was a 5, so. And don't know if anyone remembers that anime or if you've watched it. Would I recommend it? Maybe the first one. The first one had a spicy OVA sequel, so that's, if you're interested in that. Deity says, I also don't like Gundam Tanaka. What's Gundam Tanaka? And then this other one that I actually recently added to my list because I just remembered this existed. I watched it back in 2013. I watched a lot of things in 2013. This was interesting at the time. At the end of the day, it's something I barely remember. I think this was a 5. So I have nothing bad against it. It was just painfully average. Yeah, don't know if you watched it or remember it. And people will recognize this next one. This next one is what some consider a classic, but I've heard that it doesn't hold up as well as some other classics in terms of its animation mostly, and that's Outlaw Star, which is this first one right here. This is another one I have not watched at all since it aired. I think if it aired in Japan in 1998, I think it aired in America around the same time, maybe 99, maybe 2000. I think it was more like 99. I can't be sure on that. But does it even say it here? Probably not. Let's see. No, it does not. So I'd give Outlaw Star, from what I remember, an 8. I remember really enjoying it. Does anyone watched it recently? Does it actually hold up? Does the story hold up? I do believe the animation probably doesn't, but is the story just as good? I'm just reading the chat here. Is Gundam Tanaka worth looking up to? Is it spelled with an H, or are you just misspelling it? Whoops. Tanaka. Gundam Tanaka. That's not coming up. So let's do Gundam Tanaka. Is it this character? From Danganronpa? It's not coming up. Yeah, I don't know. Next up is Ranma 1/2, which I just added yesterday to my list because I just found out they got the entire anime catalog for Ranma 1/2 on Funimation. So I recently started rewatching it. I actually own most of Ranma, the original anime, on DVD. So it's not like I needed Funimation to acquire it, but that gave it more incentive because it's kind of just easy to just click on it and watch the episodes. And it's as fun as I remember. The thing with Ranma is it's sort of like, it can get really repetitive and it doesn't have an overarching story. It's kind of episodic and does what it wants. It's mainly just gags and comedy, which, you'd think it completely goes against what I'm actually interested in anime. I don't really like episodic stuff. I don't like, gag anime or manga. Not that I have anything against them. It doesn't entertain me like when that's the whole anime. So I'm not usually invested in those. But I don't know, Ranma's just really, really fun for me. And I think the biggest draw for Ranma is the characters. So even though they kind of don't develop as much over the course of the story, they kind of just always do the same things. it's just, you just love seeing them do it. It's always fun. The downside of the anime, it has like 161 episodes total, and an OVA series too, which I don't think I did watch that one, and that's like an extra 13 episodes. The only downside is it doesn't have a conclusive ending, and it didn't fully adapt the manga. I think it adapted 22 volumes out of like 38. So, if you wanted the actual closure, you have to read the manga ending, which I think I did. But I don't know. I still really, really enjoyed Ranma. And I still prefer Ranma. And Ranma is also by the same author as the creator for Inuyasha and now currently Yashahime, which, yeah, I don't want to talk about Yashahime, but I prefer Ranma over Inuyasha. So I'd give Ranma an 8. Definitely a lot of fond memories of watching this. And let's see. And I highly recommend Ranma if you haven't watched it. So check it out on Funimation. Deity asked if I rated the recent Haikyuu season. I think I did not. Actually, let me just look at my completed anime. And if there's a quicker shortcut, let me know to get there. Let's see. Haikyuu to the top. I gave to the top an 8. I gave the third season a 10. I gave the second season a 9. I gave the first season an 8. Maybe the second season should be a 10. I don't remember, but I know third season was definitely a 10. And I mean, story-wise, that last season was like pretty much a 9. But I don't know. The production issues were a little bit annoying. They didn't ruin it, but it was a little bit, made the experience a little bit uneven. Yeah. Well, what did you give it personally? I know you were very, very bothered by the production issues, which is understandable given the current timing. And here's another old one that I watched a long time ago. Only watched it once, and it only because I rented this at my local video rental store. If you remember those. Record of Lotus War. But I didn't watch the TV series for this. It was the OVA. It came in one DVD. It was like all 13 episodes. And I watched it. I don't remember much about it. I don't remember the story at all. I just kind of remember enjoying it. The community has it as a 7.4. Other people say it's a 10. Other people say it's a 5. Other people say it's a 7. Other people say it's a 5. I give it a 7 because from what I remember enjoying it. So there you go. That's one of those I really would have to go back. Maybe I shouldn't even give this a rating, but I was like, I think 11. I don't remember. It was really that long ago. So yeah. So that's like, what did the TV series for this get? Was the TV series better? Alternate version. Is this the TV? No, this is something else. That's the light novel. I guess it's this alternative version. Is it this one? This was 27 episodes. Okay, so this got a lower rating, so I guess the OVA was better. Maybe more budget was in it. So I don't know. I definitely enjoyed that. Deity says they scarred it for him. 7 out of 10. Oof, that's low. Maybe now that you give it a 7 out of 10, maybe I should bump up mine to a 9. Okay, so here's another one. This one is actually not too old. Pretty sure you guys remember this if you watched it. Recovery of an MMO Junkie. And I think it's not the ONA. It was a TV series, right? Or maybe this is it. I really enjoyed watching this one when it aired. It was really good. Interesting story about, kind of like a romance between sort of like rom-com between people that play an MMO together and they fall in love with each other, but then they don't know that they are their characters and they meet each other in real life. So it was nice. It was just unfortunate to hear about the controversy with the author afterward, which made you like rethink liking the show. But as you try to do with works, you kind of try to separate the author from the art. So I'd give it an 8. I think it was good. or very good rather. It was a good time. Would you disagree? Can you check the stats tab? I forgot what I gave it. Oh, you can check yourself. How about you let me know? Um, and then what else do we got? We have Rosario plus Vampire. And here's another one actually I just remembered that I never finished. Recreators. I think I got to like episode 12 or something. I don't think I dropped it. I think I just stopped watching it. I've heard always mixed things about this show, and I didn't know if it was worth finishing. So definitely let me know, because I'd be willing to give it more of a chance. It just, I don't know. I didn't know if it was worth the time it putting into it. And this is another one that I still have never gotten around to, because I heard the second season was so abysmal. Is there any point to even watching the first season, which I heard is phenomenal? Like, is the first season self-contained enough? Like, is the story conclusive enough that I wouldn't even need to watch the second season ever? Like, I could just pretend the second season just doesn't. I could just pretend the second season just doesn't exist, or, you know. So for now, I'm gonna put that on my plan to watch. And then, oh, so next up is Rosario plus Vampire. Recreators doesn't need to be recommended. The series for this was okay. I agree with you, Deity. I preferred the manga for this. I read the whole manga. Manga was good. The series was okay, and I don't even think I bothered with the second season of this. So, I definitely give the manga probably a higher rating. Less distracting fan service. And this one, I barely remember. This is Rosen Maiden. I barely remember this one. This aired in 2004, and that's around when I watched it. It was about living dolls. So the story was good. I'd give it a 7. I think that's fair. I do not remember the second season as much. But in the spirit of, I think it was consistent with what I saw in the first, I'd give it a 7 as well. And this next one is up here. And I'm also kind of reaching the end of my list. Damn, how many have I gotten through today? I don't know. This next one, Serial Experiments Lane. I watched this once a long time ago, and after watching it, I know the community gives it an 8, but after watching it, my mind was just so baffled that I never wanted to watch this again. And this is coming from someone who loves Evangelion. I didn't feel that same beautiful confusion I felt with Evangelion. I just felt pointless confusion. But maybe I didn't appreciate more of the thematic elements that were going on, or maybe I didn't understand them at the time. This is another one of those watched a long time ago. How do you feel about it? I'm gonna give Serial Experiments Lane. I did really like the opening, but until I watch it again, I'm gonna give Serial Experiments Lane a 3. Why not? You can hate me for it, but I just remember that first experience watching it, and it was just like, what was the point of this? I didn't get it. And let's see. Let's go Spriggan. Spriggan was one of those movies that I rented, watched it once, and it was incredibly forgettable. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't good. So I'd give it a 5. Yeah. It's not offensive. Then next we got Tari Tari, which I just added right on the stream. This one was okay. I would give it a 5. I wasn't really satisfied with it. And yeah, we're kind of reaching almost everything I got here, surprisingly. Uh, you can live off of Psychopaths 1 alone. I did. I mean, Land of the Lustrous is living rock waifus. Uh, what's that in reference to? You said that earlier. It is um, living rock waifus, or as someone once said, gay sea rocks. Even though they don't have a gender, so. Um, Wait, your friend loves what? I'll make sure not to recommend him your channel. Is this in regards to what is it in regards to? Is this Serial Experiments Lane? I don't think I'm gonna do a video on it, so maybe if I do a rewatch, I think it's overdue for me to kind of it's I guess if you look, it depends how you come into it. I think, and I definitely did not. I did not probably come into it with the right mindset, I guess. Um, okay, this next one, Tenchi Muyo, which has so many freaking like spin-offs, adaptations, like I don't even know what's what. I was actually surprised when I was looking this up. I was trying to remember when I was a kid, they aired it on TV on Toonami, and I found out like the first season, which I thought was the original Tenchi Muyo series, wasn't like the actual series. It was just called Tenchi Muyo, but the actual name was Tenchi Muyo Ryooki, and it is like an OVA, so it wasn't the actual kind of like I thought it was the first season. It was like no, it was just a 6 episode OVA. So and then the next season was like a reboot, which like makes sense because every time I watched the Tenchi Muyo installment, I was like, oh, it's season 2. It's like, oh no, they're reintroducing these characters, and everything's kind of rebooted again. So yeah, now it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Tenchi Muyo was okay. The actual Tenchi Muyo, which I knew as Tenchi Universe, but it's actually just Tenchi Muyo, if that isn't confusing enough. So you see here, Tenchi Muyo, right? Here it goes. Tenchi Universe TV. Yeah. So, and maybe that's the English dubbing that tried to make it more understandable for, kids that didn't know what an OVA was or what the differences were. So this one, I enjoyed Tenchi Muyo. I enjoyed Tenchi Universe more than the first Tenchi Muyo. I'd give this I don't know. It wasn't anything crazy. Did I give the other one a 6? I don't remember what I gave it. So I'd give this one a 7. Why not Tenchi? Have it, Tenchi. And then I have Tenchi Muyo in Love. No, that's the movie. I'm very confused. Tenchi Universal. Which one is? There's the third season that they aired was Tenchi in Tokyo, and I don't know what that's called in the Japanese. It was Shin Tenchi Muyo. This has like a 6.88, but I enjoyed this one as a kid, so I don't even know if any of these are good, but I'd give it a 7. I enjoyed it. Then it had the movie Tenchi Muyo. And if you're just like sitting there like, I've never heard of these, I don't know what you're talking about, I get it. No one ever really talks about these. I think it did have like a new series, Tenchi Muyo GXP, back in the early 2000s, and then that's the last, I think, I heard of it. I think that was the last adaptation of it. So this one is Tenchi Muyo in Love. Oh, I think I watched the first movie. It was good. And Tenchi Muyo. I'm really, really trying to remember here. Wait, there's a second season? That's very confusing. There's a second season, and it's also 6 episodes. You know what? I don't know what's what anymore. This one was called Tenchi Muyo Ryoki, and I didn't watch this one, so I think that avoids that confusion. And then Tenchi Muyo in Love 2, in English, was called, what is this? Tenchi Forever? Wait, I'm very, very confused. I've never been so confused. This is Tenchi Muyo in Love 2, Tenchi Muyo 3. What movie is this? Okay, that's something else. I am very puzzled. Which one is the one? There was a movie that he had. I think it was called Daughter of Darkness in English. Did I even watch Tenchi Muyo in Love? I'm very, very confused. I actually enjoyed the Daughter of Darkness movie. It was a little weird, but it was cool. I don't know. I'd give it a 7. The daughter was cute. And that's it. I probably was very generous with Tenchi. They might have all probably deserved 6s, but that's what my young brain remembers. Yeah, okay, Lane. Yeah, if your friend loves Lane, that's fine. You could still recommend them the channel. There's no Lane video, and we don't all have to necessarily agree on, um, you know, the 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 animes. But I'm pretty sure Lane is overdue for a rewatch because I think that was one of those shows that was a lot deeper, and you had to really like think about to kind of understand. And I don't think I did any of that. I just reacted. Let's see. Next up is, and I have to check back on these Tenchi ones because now I'm confused as to what I watched. Actually, before I get to Sekirei, let's do Sekirei first. Sekirei was fun. Solid 7. I enjoyed it. Sekirei Pure Engagement. I don't know if I finished this. Did I finish this? Or did I try to read the manga for it? Set Pure Engagement. This aired in 2010. I don't know. I don't know if I watched this. I'll have to confirm on this one. Let's see. I will write this down as a note to myself. Sekirei Pure Engagement. Because sometimes I'll pick up a second season, but then not finish it. So that's a good note to make. And then, are you saying the nostalgia bias for what specifically? Nostalgia bias for Tenchi, right? And then, have you seen Kuroko no Basket? No, not yet. I've heard great things. Friends have recommended it to me. I probably should watch it at some point. It's not. I've heard it's not one of those realistic sports anime, but it's just awesome either way. So I hear a lot of people have mentioned it. So a friend told me today, just reminded me today that I still need to read Solo Leveling. I still need to catch up. And the next one I have here, and I just keep writing Shuggle, is Shuffle. Now, here's the thing with Shuffle. Shuffle was one of the first anime I was watching weekly, and I joined an anime forum, and everyone it's a traditional kind of harem, but it has I think it's a demon girl and a angel girl or something like that, and so there's some supernatural elements, but it's really just a harem. And we were watching it every week. Everyone had like a club, they picked up their best girl, and we were all warring with each other every week back in 2005, and it was fun. But overall, the anime was fun. It was okay. It was unexpected who the main character picked at the end, but at least he picked someone, and I respect that. So I'd give it a solid good. And next up on this list is Shugokara. Let's do Shugokara. Did anyone watch Shugokara? Am I the only one? Did this have a sequel? Did I watch all this? I think I did watch all this. This one had some banging songs from Nana Mizuki, so that's definitely a plus. And had some cute character designs. I think, was this done by, the original manga was done by Clamp? Or no, it was done by Peach Pit? Yeah. I don't know. I like this one. This one was cool. This was like one of the more unique sort of magical girl anime. Like, would you consider it magical girl? I think so. I'd give it a 7. It was good though. And then next up here, this might be a little controversial because I know some people feel very strongly about it, but I feel like for as many people that felt strongly about it and got it and loved this anime, there's also an equal amount of people that didn't get it and were just like, it was okay, it got better at the end. Which is SSSS Gridman, which amazing visuals in terms of cinematography, shot composition, which I am no expert in, but I could appreciate it when I was noticing it. It has some very beautiful scenes that if you just screenshot, it's like, wow. Another Trigger anime, and it was very Trigger Gainax style in the sense that they love referencing like anime, or in this case, tokusatsu, or is it tokusatsu, or would this be Super Sentai? I don't remember. But stuff that kind of like they no, it wouldn't be Super Sentai, it'd be tokusatsu. Stuff that they kind of grew up with and loved, and kind of using all those references in their shows. So I wouldn't get all those references, but it was good. It definitely picked up more for me towards the end when you kind of figured out what was going on. So for that, I'd give it a 7. And then we are down to 3. We are down to 3 on my list. I don't have anything else written down. And I know that there are plenty of more anime that I don't remember. But I will find them and I will rate them. But for now, let's go through the last 3. So this was definitely a ride. No pun intended. Kakumeki Valvrave the Liberator, back in 2013. 2013 was a popular year for a lot of these crazy shows. Back then, me and my friends, thought this show was anime of the year. We look back on that and we were like, what the hell were we thinking? What were we on? So that is kind of telling of, what we think of the show now. I don't know. It was definitely crazy. It was a little bit ridiculous at times. It's like a trashy mech show. That's the best way I could describe it. I think it's okay. I give it a 6, or maybe it's, I don't know, 6. I'm not going to think too hard on this. And look, it was the first anime to receive a simulcast in Germany. There you go. Poor Germany. Season 2 was better. I think I enjoyed the second season. Is that worthy of a 7? Is that a 6? I'll just give it a 6. It's Valvrave. Valvrave. Yeah, it was a trashy mech show with vampires. Yeah. Would I probably watch it? Probably not. And there's another one here that I remembered recently, which I have not watched since 2004. And I do not remember anything at all about this anime. I only remembered it by chance. So I'm going to read the synopsis it's more to refresh myself so I can appropriately give this a rating. and maybe something will spark in my brain. So the story goes, it's the last day of the school term in Kamakura Girls' School, and summer is about to begin. Serious but polite 14-year-old Ichika Tachibana is excited to make her summer vacation with her friends a special break to remember. But little does Ichika know that this summer will be more special than she could have ever imagined. While cleaning in an unused school building, Ichika notices an image of an unfamiliar girl in the place of her own reflection in a large mirror. Convinced by her friends that she was just seeing things, she's surprised to see the girl in the mirror later that day, holding her lost cell phone. Introducing herself as Manatsu Kuroki, she comes out of the mirror and hands Ichika's phone back. And to Ichika's surprise, the stones on her cell phone charm have changed colors and now allow her to borrow the power of the 12 Dijin. Is that how you pronounce it? Or is it D silent? Dijin? Jin? That watch over the world. Utakata is a tale of a young girl who will realize new things through her interactions with these spirits. As the Dijin show her overwhelming sights, they will soon also bring to her overwhelming thoughts. And with that, I give this show a 5 because I did not remember any of it. So that's a 5. Next up is... And actually, there's another one I just remembered that I watched a long time ago that I saw on here. Is Utawareru Mono, which is a 2006 anime. I definitely enjoyed it back then. I don't remember as much. I remember the main character being a badass and you know, being super strategic and kind of like leading all these people to victory while also having a bunch of mysteries of his own. So it's kind of like fantasy, feudal, log horizon? Something like that? Well, I wouldn't know if I'd call it feudal because there's a lot of fantasy elements, but it's like medieval sort of, or maybe, I don't know. It is kind of feudal, like has a feudal Japan vibe with some, but obviously supernatural kind of animal characters. So I'd give this one a good. I think I checked out the sequel, but I don't know if I finished it. It's had an OVA. I do not remember if I watched this. Did I watch this? I don't remember. I have to check on that. Itsuwari no Kamen. Yeah, I did watch this. But did I watch it to completion? I think I did. And this aired in 2016. Was it as good as the first one? I don't know. I think it was slightly more disappointing. It was okay. I think this one was a 6. And yeah. And the next one up on this list, last one up on my list, unless I suddenly remember having an epiphany for something else, is Watakoi. Watakoi did not air that long ago. I actually have a video on it on my channel. So back in 2018. And Watakoi is good. It was a very fun time watching the show. Has a good perspective on relationships, on mature like relationships, you know, once they're already established, as opposed to many other anime. So and the comedy was funny and the characters were relatable as they went about their working lives. So I think this was an 8. And I actually, did I ever give Shirobako a rating? I don't think I did. Or did I? Oh, I gave it a 9. Okay. There we go. So that's it. I think that's all I got. Unless someone can suddenly shout out a random anime and save the stream. But I doubt it. Actually, did I give Vampire Hunter D? Did I give this one? Vampire Hunter D. There's 2 movies. Well, which one was Bloodlust? Is this Bloodlust? I watched Bloodlust. I don't remember if I watched the original. This was a solid movie. Action was awesome. It's done by Madhouse. They're really good with these darker kind of horror anime. Edge. I think I watched this one. This one was a 7. That was good. Put that as completed. And Wotakoi does have a good opening, so that's both visually and the actual song itself. But definitely the visuals for the opening, very, very cool. This is not updated yet, but let's click on it. And let's see how much I got through. Maybe my list wasn't as long as I thought. A lot of 7s in here, a lot of 8s, a lot of 7s. Man, maybe I'm too generous. So let's go down here. Oh my God. I'm at 293. Wow, I got through a lot. Okay. Okay, now I have to keep going. I need to get to that 300. I can't end the stream before I hit the 300. Come on, guys. Give me some anime. I need 7 more. Come on. Do this for me. What have I not rated? What have I not given a rating for? Did I do all the Monogataris? Did I do Monogatari second season? How do I not have that on my list? Do I want to do that? Yeah, let's do Monogatari second season. Let's just do all the Monogataris. Maybe that'll get me up there. Monogatari second season. Monogatari second season. I think this was a 9. I loved Monogatari second season. It's one of my favorites, or is my favorite. Let's do Nisei Monogatari. Nisei Monogatari, solid 7. Kaiki saves the season. Best boy. Some interesting philosophy presented at the end, or ideology rather, about fakes. So that alone made the season worth watching, at least for me. Owari Monogatari. Am I skipping one? Wait, actually, let me just double check here. So we got Bake, which I rated Monogatari's second season. I did Hana. I did Koyomi. I did the Kizu movies. Oh, I did not do Neko Monogatari. Kuro, because Shiro is within second season. Oh, this got a 7.99. I don't know. I wasn't big on this. This one was okay. Most of it feels like a giant recap of what we already saw in Bake. Like, I liked some parts of it. I'm trying to remember if I definitely enjoyed the ending for it more, but most of it felt like kind of dragged for me. Let's see. I think I'd give it a 6. Yeah. And then Neko Monogatari, Kuro. There's one that I'm missing. So I guess I should go now to Owari Monogatari. I thought Owari was an 8. I enjoyed it. Had some good arcs. Owari Monogatari. Oh, wait. Actually, I'm forgetting one. Tsuki Monogatari. Tsuki Monogatari was okay. Not too memorable. Definitely some good conversations. I'd give it a 7. And then Owari second season. I wasn't too satisfied with the ending. I think some people love this. Which arcs did this have? I did like certain arcs, but I wasn't satisfied with the ending. I don't know. For now, I'm going to give Owari second season a 7. Maybe that's too low because it is better than Nisei. I don't know. I'm going to give it a 7 for now. That could be an 8 or a 7. 7. I'll have to rewatch possibly, but I think 7 is good. And then Zoku. So some people liked the movie. Was this a movie or was this 3 episodes? Oh, this was 6 episodes. So some people like this one and the premise, it's interesting what they did here, but I don't know. It just felt unnecessary to me for the most part. I am between a 6 or a 7. I did enjoy parts of it. It wasn't bad. It just felt unnecessary. So I'd give it. There was some entertainment value here, so I'd give it a 7. And that's it. I think that at Affinity, there I can show what is unique. By clicking my profile, looking at Affinity, there it can show us what is unique to each of us. You just want me to go on your profile on stream. But I think this brought me up to 300. This should have done it. I was hesitant to rank all the Monogatari series already, but oh well. I needed that 300. So let's see. Did I get there? Oh, perfect. Exactly it. I am at 300 anime. Did I rank Skip Beat already? Let's double check. Skip Beat. I don't think I did. Oh, I didn't. Okay, let's do Skip Beat. And actually, you know what? Let's get to 303 because I want to be able to say I did 100 from last week. I got 100 up. So Skip Beat. So I need 2 more after this. Let's see. Skip Beat. Yeah, Skip Beat was very good. I enjoyed Skip Beat. It made me want to read the manga. So done. 8. I need 2 more. If no one can give me 2 more, I'm gonna have to go to Deity's list. If you don't want that to happen, you can stop that now. You have the power to stop this evil from unfolding. It's within you. Stop this. Don't let me go here. Stop it. Give me 2 more anime. 2. And we can get to 303 and we can end this stream together. Because if we don't end it, Deity will win. And we don't want Deity to win. And by the way, if you don't know who I'm talking about, it's Ninja Dynasty in the chat. That's Deity. Yeah. Don't let him win. Yeah, I already rated Shugokara, Angel Ranger. It shows how much you were paying attention to this quality stream. Thank you. Thank you for your support. And I gave Shugokara a 7. Let's see. What is next? I think I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna go here. Oh, I never finished those 7 Ghosts. I actually forgot about that one. I don't think I finished it. So I'm going here. So I'm about to do the inevitable. I'm going to click here. This is how I learn how MyAnimeList works. Oh my god. He's greeting me with the grandpa from One Piece. I didn't want to be here. How do I do this? So I go to his anime list. I go here. And, oh, okay. This is interesting. It's all like laid out. Like now mine looks so basic compared to this. I really need to learn my way around eventually. Oh, it says 41.1% affinity. Nice. Okay. I did not watch the Ballroom anime ever, actually. I heard some good things. I also heard some like weird long neck animation things, but I heard it was good. Never got around to it. A friend of mine recommended it to me as well. So let me back up here. So what do I look at affinity? There I can show what is unique to each of us. So do I click affinity? It's not really clickable. Is it shared anime? Maybe it's shared anime. Shared anime. So that's not what I want. Oh wait, hold on. Did I not? Oh, okay. I gave 3.0 a rating. He did not watch 3.0. So yeah. Let's see. Not on my list, on my profile under the bio will take you to a separate page. Okay, so I have to go back out. So let's see. Is it this? Is it? I don't know what I'm doing. Let's forum posts, reviews. Go to the bottom of that page. Is it here? Is it all the way here? That's comments. That's anime. Stats. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. On hold. Watching. I'm having some technical difficulties here. Let's see. Stats. So if I click stats, that takes me here. I was in the right shared anime page. Okay. So are you talking about... Wait. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out where to go. And this is bad. So... So do I have to go back to where I was before? Which is go to the anime list and kind of, is it this one? Is it just here? Affinity to you, and then kind of hit the shared. All right, I'm gonna go back here. Unique to Deity's Dynasty. Oh, I'm stupid. Okay, found it. How is that unique? I watched this. I watched this. This is on my list. Oh, this is the second season. Okay. Wow. I was totally ignoring the little... I don't know why they named the second season like that. Like, how do you even pronounce that? It's just... I guess it's a 2. It's supposed to be 2, but it's just stylized. It's just easy to ignore because it just kind of... It's right... I don't know. It just looks like a swoosh. All right. Well, anyways, glad I got here. I have not watched any of Amagami, so I can't comment on that. I don't think I watched the Angel Beats specials on Satsu Kyochitsu. I think this is going to be a long list because oh, wait, I watched Babylon. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Babylon. Babylon was bad towards the end, but there were parts of Babylon that I enjoyed, even though, thematically, even though there's some things didn't make sense and all that. Babylon was interesting. But was Babylon a 7 or a 6? Deity gave it a 7, but is that generous? Does this actually deserve a 6? Well, that ending was kind of a mess, and the episode before, as nice as it was just a kind of a philosophical dump, philosophical info dump. Is that what you'd call it? So I think I'd give Babylon a 6, but there are parts about Babylon that I did enjoy, but it's not offensive to me. Oh, Black Fox. That's another one I watched. Wait, what did Deity give this? Did you give this a 3? He gave it a 3. Wow. Man, there's no love for Black Fox, huh? I don't know. I liked parts of Black Fox, and it was okay. It was cute. Designs were cool. Story was, wanting. Needed a little more. I'd give it... You gave it a very bad. I'd give it... Now I'm like thinking about it again. I'm like trying to flash back on the movie. I'm gonna give it a 5. It didn't feel like a waste of time, but it didn't feel like great. All right, see you, Constantinos. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully. See ya. And thanks for joining. B&A. Black Lagoon. I never finished Black Lagoon. And that's one of those that I gotta finish. So I'll just put Plan to Watch. I'll watch it from the beginning. Let's see. Bungo Stray Dogs, I never finished it. You gave it... is that Batum or... No, that's Batum. Oh, you didn't give Bungo Stray Dogs a rating. Chihayafuru, never got around to it. I should probably put that on my plan to watch. You know what? I'm going to add that on my plan to watch. I've heard this is really good. So it's on my plan to watch now. Clanad. I still have not watched any of Clanad. So that should go on my plan to watch. But is this the first season? Is this the original? This is not even the original. Did you not watch the original Clanad, or is it just not on here? Because you have After Story. Okay, this doesn't make sense. Darker Than Black. Dororo. I didn't finish Dororo, so I can't even rate it. Elfen Light. Is this? Which one is this? Wait, why don't you have the original on here? This is the special. Your list doesn't make sense, bro. Oh, wait, I'm stupid. I just realized. It's because I'm in the unique anime section. I'm dumb. Oh, God. Maybe I need to take a break. Oh, God. Yeah, that was definitely a dumb OniMaru moment. Fruits Basket, second season. So even if I didn't watch it, but I have it on my plan to watch list, it won't show up on the unique list because even though I haven't completed it, it's still on one of my lists. Is that correct? Is that why? I think that's what was confusing me. Fate Stay Night, Gamers, Gleipnir. There you go. That's another one I watched. This one was another like trashy one. Wait, did I finish the anime for this? No. This was another case where I think I got curious. No, wait. No, I finished the anime and then I just went to read the manga. I think that's what happened. I finished the anime and I went to go read the manga out of curiosity and I caught up and all that stuff. I think that's what happened here. I think so. Yeah, that's what I did. So, Gleipnir, I don't know. It's interesting, to say the least. I'll give Gleipnir a 6. And so what do you guys think? Should I keep going? I think I got to my my 303. I think I am 100 up from last week. At this point, should I kind of keep going? Kind of like keep looking through here, or should I kind of call it a day? I think we've made some significant progress. I see Golden Kamui is on here. I think that I need to add that to my plan to watch. Never got around to it. I've heard good things. So I will add that to my plan to watch. Grand Blue, I probably need to give that another chance some point. And did I add Higurashi to my list? The original Higurashi? I don't think I did. Oh, I did not. So let's start with the original Higurashi. Higurashi no Naku Koro ni. It's going to be a while till I finish this completed anime list with how little I'm remembering that I watched. I might have to go through just each year and just pluck anime from each season. So let's see. Higurashi no Naku Koro ni was a 7. And strangely enough, I don't think I ever actually finished Kai. I did skip around recently and I watched some of it, but does that count as finishing it? I don't remember. I don't think I watched this. So I will put this on hold. But I do know what happens, but I don't know. That doesn't really count as watching it. So with that, I think I am at So I got to 305. That's pretty good. Yeah, and now I know the advantages of unique to you. Listen, man, I'm not even playing with my anime list off of stream. I'm literally just learning all, like playing around with it only when I'm on stream. So, you know, that way, it's all genuine. Me like really not knowing anything about it and figuring it out as I go. Um, Maoyu, I did Maoyu. I think it was on here. Let's quickly Maoyu. Maoyu. Yeah, I gave Maoyu a 7. Maoyu was okay. I gave the Mob Psychos a 9 and a 9. And that's it. All right. Yeah, I think I've reached a good place. I have to kind of go through and probably make a whole new list, try to remember everything I've watched, and maybe we can end it next week. I might be doing something different next week, and then I'll probably come back to this because this is taking a while. So I might come back to this periodically every once in a while when I need to just kind of chill and go through the list. I'm trying to keep it to doing all of it on stream. So for now, I'll come back to it later, and then I'll just continue off where we left off today. Besides that, thank you for joining the stream. It was fun. I'm glad we made a lot of progress today, and you can definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That way you can get notifications of when the next stream is up. Usually I'm trying to do it same time every week, 2 p.m. EST on Saturdays. I definitely will give a notification. I'll let people know if I have to change it or move it. Usually via my Twitter. And besides that, stay tuned. If you have not checked out my main channel, the OniMaru channel, definitely subscribe to that or check out a few videos there. I am working on a new video for that, so that should be coming out sometime this month, hopefully. And I have some plans for this channel. Might be doing some stuff besides just the regular live stream. But next week might be a little different, so we'll see how that goes. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining.